All right, everybody. We are here back with Boba of the Izmirs. So happy that I was able to find Izmir to join us today and talk a little bit about his experience with the game. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So let's just say, how long have you been playing the game?
I've lost count really. Six. Oh, we got some company actually here behind you, but he might be fine, friendly.
Oh, God, we'll
But,
keep it in the video. We'll keep it in
yeah, we will. Oh,
the.
well, we might have to.
No, I don't. I didn't even eat food. I can't fight him.
I'll
Not
try
even.
to say something to him, but let's see
Okay.
if it goes.
Yeah, let's see what he says.
Oh, I'm facing the wrong way again. Oh, great.
We're keeping all this for the video.
This is what makes it fun.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, I'm sitting over here, 6 feet apart. Here we go. So yeah, I've been 5 or 6 years now. Getting back to your question, on and
Cool.
off. Took a break and shit. I came back about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago or something like that. And so yeah,
That's awesome, man. So you've seen a lot of changes. You've seen like map changes and combat crafting changes, right?
yeah, I keep up with them. Uh, Read them briefly and check it out. As they go along. Um, Pretty happy with majority of them. Some of them kind of seem silly, of course. But
For the most
I'm
part.
not a developer. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't really know what their long-term plan is.
That's cool, man. So what makes the Izmirs like the good faction? Why did you choose them, and why do you keep playing with the Izmirs at this point?
Well, I liked actually. I chose them initially because the Viking show is
Okay.
really great. I actually started Midland played Sangmar too. You might ask me about that a little later, but yeah, I played both those factions. But I like the aesthetic of Izmir now, the Viking berserker. He's the one out there taking the fight. He's the one who's truly outnumbered. Taking them on day by day. It don't matter. He's out
Us.
there taking them on. Yeah, you hear the stories of the guy holding them off.
Yeah.
The old legend of the berserker holding off 20 men on the bridge so his men can get out.
Yeah.
That's what we inherit. That's our spirit animal right there.
That's awesome. And so, as far as like your guys' community, I know you guys are a little strapped right now for players, a little low on pop. But as far like when you guys are all here, is the community on your side pretty awesome?
Yeah, yeah, we fight together for the most part. The few of us, or I fight with. I got a buddy who plays with me a lot. He actually played the game with me a long time ago when I first started on Midland. Uh, Big Mad, you might have seen him around. He's kind of my other man there. He's always fighting there with me, and he's just as good as me. And a few decent guys, can really do a number on the enemy team.
No,
Even if they're outnumbered, you just gotta play smart. You want to. You see 10 guys coming at you. Of course, you don't want to stay and fight, but
yeah, no,
you
that's
see that they're
absolutely.
engaged or
Well,
they got
I've been in
there's something else
VODs.
going on. Yeah, yeah. So this time to hit him right then.
Well, I've been in like VODs and where it's been like 15 Sangs, 15 Midlanders and like 7 Izmirs, and like we lost and the Izmirs won. I'm like, damn, we were heavily like they were like outnumbered more than 2 to 1 by the other two teams, and like I don't know, they were just play. You guys were playing really smart, and I was like, this is semi embarrassing. I think I
Yeah.
don't,
A lot of times it's the flags, which I don't completely like that play style. It's all right, but a lot of times it's kills stuff and stuff too, which is great.
yeah.
It's nice to see the underdog to win,
So
coming out and really
you've
hammering
played
it
the
to
other
them.
factions throughout the years.
I did. I started Midland when it was two, way back in the day. It was actually hell. Nobody played Midland back when I played. That was before Legion even got started. That was way back then. Uh, but yeah, it was the convicts. I don't know if you remembered them or if you even heard about them. The Gloria convicts, and they were some good fighters over there. I'll tell you that. They held us. They held me and Danny back. Is my buddy I was talking to you about, Big Mad. We go and fight them all the time. We were outnumbered then. We got a few little fighters and over here on the Midland, and we were having fun and doing that stuff. That was way back in the day. And oh shoot, there's another dude too, Yeti. I'll call out him. He don't play anymore, I don't think. He's on to other things, but he used to be another good fighter we used to play with, and we'd really hammer it to him. But man, those were the days.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's I love to hear about glory days. Everybody's got them for games. The member berries are always nice. So for new players that might be watching this coming over and thinking about choosing the Izmirs, what do you think is like the best part about being at Izmir?
The best part, you can always find a fight. I mean, for me, I always, I play in the evenings. I ain't too dedicated. I don't play all the time. I'll get off and play other games, most of the time. But, tournaments I like to show up for, because, that's one thing I think the game's got going for them is, regularly scheduled events. It really keeps players coming back. So there's a fight. So I like to show up for those, and you can show up for those and have a good time. But I mean, for new players, there really isn't much for them to do other than one really good small event is the race that I really like, and I wish they'd do other small events like that for them because the game's kind of I don't know the right word for it, Zerg based, I guess. Big team against big team. If you don't really have a large player base, you don't really keep your players because there's not much for them to do.
Yeah, it's hard to do those like states of war and stuff like that without the big
players.
Yeah,
you don't even have a place there.
Yeah,
you can go rat around, but that's really not too much fun because you're relying on other teams engaging before you even have a chance.
Yeah, and I think in this game, it's you look at the map and it doesn't look very big, but once you're riding around on a horse, even if you're in the enemy territory, outside of like right now where somebody just rode up on you, I feel like it's very rare unless you're doing like the sieges and stuff that you actually like just come across people, because the map is actually really big once you start riding around it.
I wouldn't even say that. I get where you're coming from. I think it is more that when you're out there, you need kind of a buddy. Otherwise, you're going to unless you're doing just a single PvE event, you're going to need a buddy to do really anything.
Gotcha. Yeah. Somebody have your back.
I mean, it's somebody to have your back, and it's really what deters a lot of people from going out there in the first place. It's because they don't have someone to go out there with because they've had a bad experience beforehand.
Yeah, and that's a feeling I got. Luckily, when I joined, I picked up there was quite a few green leaves, and I joined their guild. So that was really nice to join a guild of new people where we could explore the game together. And that's kind of in some of my other videos I recommended. Like, if you're going to come over here with a group of people, you can really make a difference in this game with just a small, handful of people.
So all you really need is a couple, like 2 or 3 people who want to play and are dedicated to playing day in and day out.
And so
they can do something, but they also need to know what they're doing. Also, you don't want to be taking on a castle with a bunch of high-level guards on them.
Yeah,
I learned you're going to have a very bad experience like that.
Yeah, I learned that my first night. We were pushing like this small outpost, and it's like, oh, we can kill these guys, and then we went to go take a castle. It's like, why is there a level 100 guy here?
Yeah, you find one guard that wipes your entire party.
Yeah, we did. We got wiped by like 100.
That's not your event at all. You don't even want to find yourself there.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah, like I've said in my past videos, like it's a good game, and it's got a good community. I think no matter where you decide to play and everything, and it's good if you can bring a little bit of community to it. So, something I haven't really covered in any of my things. Are you a crafter at all by chance?
Yeah, that's about all I do. I craft and I play the Valley of Death.
Okay, cool. And so, your opinions on the crafting, like if you were a new player starting out, where would you start in your crafting journey?
Shoot, I'm my opinion is so irrelevant now. I mean, I started long ago.
Okay. All right. It is a very, it on the outside when I first looked at the crafting, I was like, oh, this is super simple. And then as I dove into it, I'm like, oh, this is actually involving a lot more than I thought originally.
Mm.
So it's kind of nice to see. I like doing a little crafting. It's kind of nice to throw in some Netflix and just
Yeah,
do a little bit of crafting.
I'd say one place that you might be able to start out with if you like to roam too, you like to play the game, is to get those crafting event quests. Get them all down. You can do them every time.
Nice.
Don't carry too much on you, of course,
Yeah. And
but
so
carry just
what
enough
are the
to cover the
bonuses for those crafting events for people that don't know?
Oh, you just get you turn in basically your crap material stuff that can't be turned into uh, Dweiser or Bullat, and yeah, turn it into Dweiser or Bullat over there at the crafting quests, and
Oh,
you can
that's
make the real good gear.
all right. Cool. And that's like a daily thing that they have those quests up for.
Yeah, every few hours they pop. And
Oh, nice.
that's one of the other better events I used to play a lot too. I don't really do that anymore, but you can catch some people over there and actually loot some materials. Materials is what you're actually looking for when you're looting. You can take like 100 at a time of some good stuff.
Oh, you're not stealing pants out here? Come on now.
Oh, I don't steal no pants, son. I ain't looking to get no man's pants.
That's awesome, man. Cool. So we're gonna wrap this up at the end of my videos. I like to, if there's a guild, if there's a player out there you want to call out, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I don't like to call out too many people, but if you don't like getting your ass whooped, you shouldn't be playing Izmir in the first place. So.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to have this together and get it out there. I know there's been a few people waiting for some Ismir, so I'm glad I finally got somebody to talk to. Thank you.
Thank you, man.